Peace. This is Star with the Star Blooms. Um, y'all, the energy been so freaking off. I was trying to I basically was hearing protect your spirit, right? So for me, usually that's like pour into the spaces that nurture you, ground, um, cleanse, declutter, right? Like digress. You get what I'm saying? Release, let go. And usually when that happens, the conversations pick up. I was about to say on the realms, like it's like a phone channel or like a broadcast. And sometimes it feels that way. 525. I wanted to be 5'2". I hear you, spirit. I wanted to be in alignment with whatever I shared that was actually beneficial to the ascension and the growth and the trajectory that's actually getting us to spiral out of whatever circumstance we may be finding ourselves in versus participating in the broadcast of deception. Okay. I'm about to put my phone on do not disturb. Okay, so yeah. Um the messages that I got, the channel messages that I got, I don't really feel like I need to address them. As we're aware, betrayal is occurring, um, karmic debt is being paid. People are basically being asked to take risks and invest in themselves to cater towards the places that are the nucleus within them and around them in their spaces, in their environment, showing up in a creative way and aspect to make the changes and adjustments that we require at this time. Um, and there's a lot of dynamics that are playing a part in all of this for us. My desire for us isn't just to just get on here and pull cards, but it's to basically show up as the interruption, because there are distractions that are happening, but are they divine distractions? Sometimes we have distractions that are keeping us in a rate, so we could actually be surprised, because a lot of us are extremely powerful, 233 232, and we don't want to be surprised at a rate. We always want to know everything, okay? And sometimes we'll get distracted because of that. That's a good reason, so to speak, right? And then there are some times where we are to focus on the things that we are calling for, that we are desiring for, that we are creating for, that we're petitioning for, we're manifesting for, right? And a lot of the times, those distractions come in as a negative, and I want to keep it at that rate because that's the reality of it. We just deal with things a lot of the times on the surface level. One of the messages that I will address that I got was that a lot of us have been walking zombies, blind and begging, wanting to peg others for not participating in our prosperous, ventures, our desires for ourselves. And it's so much accuracy there because if you deal with it on one perspective in religion, for the most part, not always, okay, and I'm not speaking like blanketed statements, and I'm not attacking anything, I'm just speaking. May it be in alignment. If it is not, take what resonates and leave the rest. All right. We like to thank Archangel Michael for covering, for protecting us, for keeping us, Archangel Hanael, and for some reason I'm seeing Archangel Jophiel for coming in with the divine gifts in the yeah, she's addressing the manifestations and the clarifying. Okay, so yeah. Let all things be in alignment with us for our highest and greatest good. Look at that. Honor the journey. Look at that, spirit. All right. Honor the journey. Don't rush. Experience life. Respect others and allow miracles. Allow messes and intimacy. Connecting, discovering the voice needs and explore it all. This is like when I open up the deck, y'all. This is beautiful because it was what I was about to say. All right, 444. So, what I was about to say was listen, in a lot of aspects, if we aren't taught in a certain way, if we are operating within a certain condition within ourselves, right? When we pray at a rate of bargaining or begging, right? And here we are in the, age of Aquarius, and there is this great reveal, this great divine pour that's coming out of truth and clarity within the blood. However, it manifests publicly on streams. It manifests confirmation. It manifests publicly as like advertisement, as I know y'all get what I'm saying. If y'all don't, I'll probably make it make sense. In these physical aspects of what I just stated, it is unfortunate because you may believe that you don't have the right to be in expectancy of what it is that you're desiring to be true, of what it is that you know to be true for yourself, right? If you're begging or bargaining with something that you really, really don't know because you haven't connected, you may feel like you're not being heard. So you might not necessarily have a rate of faith that these things could happen. So these conversations that people are having with you online, like pour into yourself, believe in yourself, call in these things, so on and so forth, may be hard or maybe farther away from you than what you think, but a lot of times it's not. And the reality of it is, Spirit, I like to ask for clarity and for messages um, that address us in our rate of begging and borrowing or showing up blindly. You get to see and perceive things as they are, not just as you wish them to be, because they are. And the more you align yourself with layers of truth instead of not being representative of that, you'll be able to be at a rate of receiving. So blindly we walk into spaces in agreement with things without discovering the truth. A lot of people who have went on a journey within themselves, they are aware of something that a lot of people haven't ascertained. The things that make great people great aren't really the things that a lot of people can perceive. They're the things that are happening behind closed doors. They're the habits that are kept. There are the decision and the choices that are nurtured, the conversations that are had. And people don't know these things because they don't know them, because they may decide that they are significant. But one of the things that Spirit is basically coming forth to say is that all things have mirrors, and a lot of the times our reality is placing in front of us a divine mirror for us to truly perceive what is there if we're in desire to know so. With the mirror card, it says world is a mirror, notice patterns and clear blocks, right? Sometimes this is basically found best in stillness. Calm the mind. Stop overthinking and observe in awareness. A lot of the times when you have that great notation within yourself, that nucleus that you are centered with, you're not begging and bartering with this space. I don't have to give the Most High this. I don't have to do this or do that. Yes, I am tasked to do things that allow me to clear blockages, right? And allow me to be within myself. But we are not at a rate to where our empathy needs to continue to be attacked, where us being empathic needs to be weaponized against us. Being empathic is for you to connect to self, to cleanse, to set boundaries, and to allow yourself the ability to hold space. Why is it important that we hold space? Holding space allows us to perceive deeply into the things that would cause us to be zombies, mummified, stuck, um, cap capsulized in things that we are empowered in. If we allow ourselves to truly perceive it, and how do we do this? We surrender to flow, ride in the waves, tap into flow, the flow state, and letting go. Flow isn't something that is said. It's really, really a rhythm. 911. Allow yourself to be in flow. And then sunshine. It says light, passion, illumination, motivation. Don't dim. And the reason why it's so important, there's things that need to be created and cultivated that won't happen if you don't allow yourself to show up in your true divine form right now. And you don't need permission to do that. But if you keep on focusing outside of yourself, if you keep on allowing the emotions that you are feeling and perceiving to overcome you because you feel like your environment, recognize your environment is just mirroring to you the things that you may not necessarily be noticing. So start to digest in the mirror what is there for you to truly perceive, align with what is necessary for you to let go, surrender and flow, and be open to everything that your heart is truly desiring for. Peace. I hope this is helpful.